9 KGRT, got to be one of my favorites from Jason Aldean. That is Amarillo Sky.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Time for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. And getting really nice to walk around on those Saturday mornings and Wednesday mornings as well. Going on right now. Yeah, so let's see. What are we going to talk about today? Oh, I know. Let's talk about movies, because I think everybody has their own favorite movie line. In fact, earlier today, I was talking about, Spaceballs 2 and all those Mel Brooks movies that are out there. And even Mel Brooks has his own favorite movie line. Well, of course, it's one of his. Actually, he was asked if he does have a favorite, and he said his very favorite line that he's ever written is at the very end of the movie Blazing Saddles. That's where Gene Wilder asked Cleavon, where he's going. And Cleavon says, nowhere special. To which Gene replies, nowhere special? I've always wanted to go there. It's actually a pretty cool line, especially for the end of the movie. But it got me thinking about some of my favorite movie lines, One of my favorites from Somewhere in Time. Yeah, the little Christopher Reeve movie there, where, one of the characters says, is it you? And he goes, yes. And he actually has no idea what it's talking about right there. But one of my favorites right in there. Of course, Excalibur, there's so many good lines in that movie. And there's so many good lines in general in some of the movies. So I'm trying to think of some more that I just really, really enjoyed. Of course, all the Tom Cruise lines, there's a bunch of those in there. Show me the money? Show me the money? Yeah. So think about it for a second and then answer me this question. Do you have a favorite movie line? Maybe it's a quote that you use all the time on a regular basis, or it's just one of those lines that inspires you, when you have right there. I will say this. One of my absolute favorite lines from the movie Excalibur, 1980, right? Liam Neeson's first movie, by the way. But King Arthur, talking to Merlin, says, you really don't know what the future is like. The future is like a cake. You don't know what it tastes like until you eat it. And then Arthur bites the cake, and Merlin looks at him and says, too late. You never know what the future holds. But once again, I ask you this question for our question of the day. Do you have a favorite movie line? Let me know your answers. Call them in or text them in at 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. And, of course, we are live on our social media pages right now as well. So you're welcome to leave your comments there. And, of course, we do a little extra online as well. So our question of the day today, do you have a favorite movie line? What is it? Yeah, let me know your answers for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. Okay, all of that is good, and we are exclusively up on our social media pages right now. And I know there's a lot of my friends that are movie people out there that have some of their favorite lines, and I watched a lot of movies when I was growing up because I grew up as a cable kid, so all those movie channels and stuff, probably watching a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have been watching, but just thinking about all those movies. In fact, I was thinking about all the movies that Robert Redford was in, because, of course, he recently passed away at the age of 89, and he's got some good lines in there. And for some reason, the movie Ordinary People just showed up in my brain. I don't know why. It's probably been decades since I've even seen that movie. But, yeah, there's a lot of good movie lines out there. Do you have a favorite one that you like? Go ahead and let me know your answers. Call them in, text them in at 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. Oh, it'd probably be good if I looked at the correct text messages here. Yeah, I got to put that one in there. So, yeah, let me know your answers. And, got an answer right away. The Green Mile. I'm tired, boss. That's a good line. That's a good line. Yeah, it's a good Stephen King line. Did you know Stephen King wrote that movie? Yeah. But go ahead and let me know your answers. Do you have a favorite movie line or a quote that you like to use? Just go ahead and Leave your answers down below. And of course, you can always text in, call in 575-523-5478. In the meantime, let's go ahead and see what is going on in and around the world. Of course, mentioned it. Robert Redford he passed away, and he has chosen a private funeral. He died at the age of 89, and the late actor wants peace, not pomp, in his farewell. So just a small private funeral, which I think is awesome. The contestants on Dancing with the Stars are being paid $125,000 for rehearsals in the first 2 weeks of the show, so they can earn as much as $295,000 for winning the season, though. That's pretty good. Oh, if you ever wanted to have a coffee at Central Perk, the iconic Friends hangout, well, soon it's going to be a real cafe in Times Square, including the orange sofa. Yeah. Also saw that Nike is launching a dress shoe called the Air Afrique Air Max RK61. That's a long name, but it's a leather dress shoe, features an air bubble heel and zip closer inspired by 90s Nike sneakers. Interesting. I wonder how much it's going to cost, though. Yeah, those Nike Airs are pretty expensive anyway. Although I did have a friend of mine, to her wedding, wore like these platform sneakers for her wedding underneath her wedding dress. At least her feet were comfortable. Yeah. Once again, my friends, we are looking for answers for our question of the day. And that is simply, do you have a favorite movie line? Was reading an interview with Mel Brooks. Of course, Spaceballs 2 going to be coming out here. I cannot wait for that. And he was asked about his favorite movie line that he's ever written. And he has one, and it's a pretty good one. But what about you? Do you have a favorite movie line or quote? Once again, maybe something that you use on a regular basis, or maybe something that inspires you. Yeah, let me know your answers by calling them in or texting them in at 575-523-KGRT. And of course, leave your answers down below for our question of the day, which is brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.